Okay, what I'd like to show you now is how to assign IP addresses in a modem router. The basic idea of why you would want to do this is that your modem router, domestic ones at least, use a thing called DHCP to assign IP addresses. Now, if you're a new phone and you connect it to your local Wi-Fi at home, it'll get an IP address automatically via DHCP. That's great. A computer, when you connect it up for the first time, when you do anything else similar to that, they'll get their own IP addresses. They'll be unique on their network, and anytime the phone goes away, comes back, it might get a new IP address or it might not. Generally, it doesn't make that much difference to it. With an NVR or a camera, however, that can cause big problems. If cameras are always moving around when modems or routers shut down or turn off, if your NVR moves around, then you might break things like remote viewing. So while you're out and about, your cameras, you can't see them anymore. So let's show you how to do that in a basic sense. To start off with, what I would normally do is use something like our device manager tool and pick up the IP address, the MAC addresses for devices you're connecting to it. So in this case, a camera or an NVR itself. So my NVR is 1C0C261DE411 at the moment. And now I'll show you how to add that into your modem. There's a similar thing for each of the cameras that are here. They should all have unique MAC addresses. So across to the modem. Okay, so this is my modem. It's a little TLMR6400, which is a TP-Link SIM mobile router, useful for testing and for running training sessions and other things like that, because I have my own internet connection and I don't have to break anything else going on my network. So at the moment, as far as connections to it, I have my NVR connected directly and I have my laptop connected wirelessly to it. If I look in my wired clients that are here, I have 5 devices. Look at my wireless one, and there's my laptop. So in my wired clients list, I have a whole range of IP addresses that are here, and of particular interest to me at the moment is that one that we saw before, 1C0C261DE411. Now I'm just going to copy that. So you can right click and copy, or you can do something else if you wish. Just copy it down on paper. Same with any of the other cameras that you want to connect. On this particular modem, what I need to do is go into my advanced settings, go into my network settings, and down to my LAN settings for it. So my LAN settings are where I've got my IP address range, I've got DHCP enabled that we were talking about before, and you can see here, here's the IP address pool that DHCP is allowed to grab. So anywhere between 192.168.1, matching up with here, .2, so one more than the IP address of the device itself, all the way up to 1.199. Now, if I go down, I can see my client lists here and my address reservations for it. Now, if I want to reserve an address in my TP-Link, it's called address reservation. So I go to add a device, I can scan, and from here I've got a list of devices that it can see, and I want to add my NVR, so I'm going to add this particular device. There it is, the MAC address comes straight up, the IP address comes up, and I can put this into different groups if I want to, or whatever I want to do. I save that from here, and now that device is going to sit there forever, and it will not move. If something else comes onto the network and tries to ask for the same address, or if I fill up all the other IP addresses to get to this point, then this one will stay where it is, and it will jump over and assign it to the next one. From here I can obviously delete it, or from here I could add in another device, say one of the cameras that are connected to it. Say this camera at the bottom, save that one, and now that camera is going to stay there no matter what's going on as well. If I need to power down the camera and bring it back up, it will come back up at the same IP address. It's a source of a lot of problems for NVRs and systems that are out there, is they turn on DHCP or use low IP addresses that are in the range that might be auto-assigned to a laptop coming home in the evening. So the installer or the home users put the cameras and the system in, and they're all sitting beautifully in the 192.168.1.5 to 10 range. And something comes home, power goes off, the phone connects to number 5, and the NVR drops out completely, and drops and goes back up to 11, and now nothing talks to it properly. So assigning IP address is a very safe way of making sure that your cameras and NVR comes back up. Every modem and router does it slightly differently, and I can't give you the advice for every single one, but there is something similar to address reservation for, well, pretty much every modem and router that's out there. Thank you, and I hope that helps.